Do you ever have one of those days where you film a video and then you edit it for like an hour, and you go to export it, and then everything crashes and you cry and you kind of just want to stuff your face with marshmallows? Me too. Hey WordNerds, it is Thursday, January 16th. My mouth is dry because I just had so many marshmallows. Today is the circulation desk and I am going to talk to you about writing press kits. What is a press kit, you might ask? Well, sit down, let me tell you. Again, because technically this is the second time I'm going through this. Let's make this one better than the last. A press kit, in simplest terms, is a kit that you, get this, send to the press. You can make it available in hard copy on paper to print and send people, or you can have it as documents on your computer to either upload on a website or send through email. If you are a self-published author, you are handling all the marketing for your book and yourself all on your own, which can be fun if you like to get creative with marketing and advertising, or if you know a little bit about it. But if you don't, it can seem really stressful and daunting, and you can just feel very lost. So let me guide you. Take my hands. Good. Let's go. So a press kit will be your saving grace. Basically, it's just a compilation of all the information somebody from the press, a book blogger, or someone who writes for a magazine or newspaper, for example, would need to know about you. This would include biographical information such as your short biography, your links to any of your social media sites or your blog, dates that you've published your books, what books you've published, what kind of writer you are, young adult, adult, new adult, middle grade, etc. It would also have information about your publisher if you have a publisher, or if you're not, you're a self-publisher, don't worry about it. It might have a name of a literary agent that you work with if you have one, again. It would have contact information for you and any of the people I just listed, publisher, literary agent, etc., etc. And of course, it will have information about your books and what you've published. I like to call these beat sheets. This is my current press kit for Ignite. As you can see, it's pretty simple. It's just one sheet with information all about the title. On it, it should have your book title name, your name, obviously. If you have a publisher, your publisher, or the year and date it was published. ISBN numbers, a summary, any praise you have for the book, either advanced praise or current praise that you are getting, or if you don't have any praise yet, make sure to include some kind of tour date or maybe appearances, or just leave it blank if you have none of these things. And of course, a cover. Some people like to include the cover on the page of their beat sheet like I do because I like it all in one place and it looks tidier, or other people have it available for high quality download so people can upload it to their blog. Make sure you also have on your beat sheets purchase information, including where it's available and for how much. So there are a lot of things you can do with press kits. I have mine available to download on my About page on my blog. Link below if you want to see an example of my full press kit. I like to keep my press kit simple with just the bio page and 2 beat sheets about Ignite and Entice. But other people like to add extra things that might make it look fancier or more professional. And it's totally up to you for what you want to include or what you don't want to include. But basic things you definitely have to include is information about yourself and information about your books, where to contact you, and where to find your books. Other people like to include short Q&As, kind of like you'd see at the beginning of some Scholastic books, I've noticed it, or at the end, basically a discussion about your most recent book or maybe a series that you have written, something relevant to your writing, not a Q&A like, what's your favorite color? How tall are you? Is your favorite animal a goat? Because mine is. Mine is, though. Mine is. If you want to include a Q&A, that's fine, that's awesome. Come up with relevant questions, make sure your answers are on topic, and don't let it go on and on and on and on. Make sure it's about a page long at max. You don't want to have to sit through and read 10 pages of an interview. If you have a professional author headshot, make sure you also include that in your press kit. It's useful for bloggers to have because at the end of their blog post, most bloggers like to include a little bit of information about the author, including their biography, a picture, and their their links. And if you have a headshot like this that you use for your author picture, it can make you look really professional. Things you don't want to have in your press kit include anything that's not relevant to your writing. For example, I wouldn't put my WordNerd videos in my press kit, but if I had a video of somebody interviewing me or talking about Ignite, or maybe a particularly great review of Ignite that somebody did on YouTube, I might include a link to that. But if it does not have to do with your book or your writing, it's irrelevant. You also don't want to include any negative reviews on your beat sheet. This seems like something you'd obviously know, but some people like to share high reviews and negative reviews so they kind of present a balance. Don't do this. Don't share negative reviews of yourself. Only include the highest reviews you got that are the most insightful. For example, you don't want to include a review that just says, "It was a good book," because hopefully we'd already know that. Include a review that maybe has something specific to say about your writing or your characters or the storyline in general that would be useful and unique as opposed to just a generic good review. If you want to get really fancy with your press kit, you can also include a press release. I wouldn't do this unless you know how to write one, because press releases can either be really great or really, really bad, and you don't want it to be bad. I've taken about 3 or 4 classes in public relations, and press releases are really difficult. The format's kind of hard to get used to, and there's a lot of particulars that go into writing a well-written press release. If you do want to try to tackle this, go for it. Just make sure you do your research. Look online for a lot of book or author press releases. There are tons all over the internet. Make sure to copy its style, and make sure your grammar and writing and punctuation and everything is correct according to the AP style guide, which I keep on my desk and always look at when I have questions about grammar or writing. That thing has saved me. If you do write a press release, make sure you include contact information again at the top, a title, a date, basic information about what you're releasing. Usually you'll release a press release if there's something coming out. For example, Veronica Roth would have had a press release sent out into the world about the release date of Allegiant or any tour information or appearances. You also at the end want to include a little line about if you are interested in contacting this person, do this or that, because you want to send the press or bloggers in the right direction to ask further questions about the press release. In your press release, you can also include a summary of your book. Just make sure it is not too long, because press releases are usually supposed to be around 1 page, because really, who wants to read more than that? Bloggers and journalists will refer back to your press release to pull information to put in an article or blog post that they write about you. The great thing about press kits are that they're relatively easy. You need to keep it simple and straightforward. Include only the information press, bloggers, journalists would want to get about your book and want to write about. Include things that would help support your book, like praise and places to get it, as well as information about you and how to contact you or follow you on Twitter, Goodreads, Facebook, your blog, all of that good stuff. You want to keep the formatting of your press kit really simple. Times New Roman or Arial, some simple font. Don't get fancy with it, because trust me, it's more distracting than professional looking. 12-point font, please. Please don't go an 8-point font or 23-point font. What are you doing? Why? Don't. No double space, because that's for academic papers mostly. The real world usually doesn't use double space. And also make sure to format it so that it's not very long. Nobody wants to sit through and read 20 pages of a press kit. They're gonna give up pretty early on. So the shorter, the better. Press kits are really great because they're the one place that everyone can go to find quick information about you. They'll see all of the books you've published. They'll see all of the places to contact you. They'll be more willing to write something about you or your book because of the ease of access for information. I'd recommend trying to write a press kit of your own if you are self-published already and don't have one. If you have any questions at all about writing press kits or press releases, ask them in the comments below. If I know the answer, I will answer it for you, and if I don't know the answer, I'll find the answer for you. So ask away. I will see you guys this Sunday. We are having another live chat about vulgarity, violence, and sex in young adult literature, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of things to talk about. It's a topic that I find really interesting. I actually wrote a blog post about it. The link will be below if you have any topics in particular you are interested in hearing about in that discussion. Make sure to either ask them below on this video, and I will make sure to save them and bring up again on Sunday, or or you can ask them on my blog, or you can ask us on Twitter. Basically, find us on the internet and ask us these questions because we love answering them for you. I hope you guys have a great week. Next time you see me, my hair should be shorter, if all goes as planned. I love you, nerds, and I will see you later. Goodbye.